East is ravaged by war, whether in Gaza, Syria, Yemen or the Red Sea. It's no secret that the UAE is divided, with the Arabs and Emirates on one hand and the Qataris, Turks and Iranians on the other hand. PM Modi is in the UAE at the moment, where he will be inaugurating the Baps Mandir in Abu Dhabi, which in itself is a significant development. But hours before the inauguration, the World Government Summit is set to take place, and the three guests of honor are India, Turkey and Qatar. An absolutely unusual trio of nations if developments in the past few years are to be kept in mind. Sharing the stage with PM Modi will be the Turkish President Erdogan, who made a speech against India at the UN, and Qatar's Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed Al Thani. So when the Prime Minister of India decides to visit the UAE right before the Lok Sabha elections, there is much to think about and understand. The visit of the PM comes a day after a major diplomatic gesture by Qatar, which has released our 8 Navy veterans who were earlier on the death sentence. The UAE, with a nearly 38% Indian population, will open the doors to its first ever Hindu temple, and at the inauguration of this grand gesture will be the PM of India. Qatar and Turkey, close allies of Iran and thus by virtue of association adversaries of the Arabs and the Emirates, will both be present at the World Government Summit once again with India. So despite tensions and conflict on the Middle East on the front burner, is the region's attitude towards India changing is the big question. Colonel J.S. Sodhi, international affairs expert, joins us on the broadcast. Colonel Sodhi, it's very interesting, the positioning of India currently in the Middle East, isn't it?
Jai Hind Uday, it's my honor to be on a news channel and a privilege to be with a esteemed co-panelist. The biggest blunder America did was in December 2011 when Barack Obama, the then US president, announced the movement of maximum number of American troops stationed in the Middle East to the Indo-Pacific, thus leaving such a big void, because of which that region has been in constant turmoil. It is at this turbulent time when India can play a very significant role and is rather playing a very important role too. The IMEC, or the India-Middle East Economic Corridor, is a one big step in this direction. Where America has always divided the Muslim countries for their vested interests, India is seen as one country which has good relations with all the Arab countries in that region. Today, the West Asia has 21 countries, of which 13 are Arab nations. And India is probably one of the very few countries which has good relations with all these 13 countries, which is evident by the inauguration of the BAPS Mandir today in Abu Dhabi on a mere request by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2015 when he visited UAE, and the UAE president immediately gave his assent. So the point remains that India has a very good reputation and all the Arab countries have good economic ties too with India. So India can play a very pivotal role in the Middle East, which it is already doing. And this step will further enhance India's good relations with the Middle East.
Right. In fact, we're also being joined now by Gautam Mukherjee, senior journalist. Gautam, all eyes will also be on this very important summit, which is all set to take place as well today in the Middle East.
Yes, while we do have good relations with everybody in the Gulf in particular, we must also be aware of the OIC and the role played by China. And in some countries, there is a little reluctance to go very far with India because of Chinese investment or anticipated Chinese investment. So this is if you like, a brake that could be applied to the speed at which we progress. But having said that, the UAE in particular and Saudi Arabia, who together constitute most of the Gulf in terms of size, heft, and influence, have decided to proceed with India in a balanced manner, irrespective of their other track relationship with China. And this is, of course, going to be something of great value, both to India and its progress, as well as the economic cooperation, defense cooperation, intelligence sharing, etc., with these two countries in particular. Now, the others may go along at varying speeds. It has to be seen what transpires after the meeting with the Qatar Emir, which is also scheduled shortly. So this is progress without a doubt. The corridor has been revived. It was sort of put on the back burner with the Iraq situation as well as the battle in Gaza. But I think it has picked up again, particularly with the UAE agreeing to proceed on this from their point of view. So this is good, but it's not a one-way street as long as China is there.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.